Huh? Let me see. Oh, I think I'm gonna stick my headphones in. One
You
second.
can hear me?
Yeah, I get my headphones.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Oh, there it goes. All right, straight. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
How you
They
been?
gotta have this. They probably
You got them gray hairs coming in. Look at that.
oh, just chilling, man. Yeah, I do. I do. I'll be shaving. I got the little gray hairs.
See mine?
I was oh
Got
yeah,
little.
I'm a pappy.
Oh, your grandpa.
No,
Your
no, not yet. I
grandpa.
just said I'm just a pappy. A
Happy.
pappy.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I guess a papa, papa.
That's a
Not a,
grandpa.
not a,
No,
not a, not a. Paul was a grandpa.
I know, but
Well,
Pappy
hey,
and
papa.
Papa. Those are words that I like. I had a Papa. My Papa was my grandpa.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Anyway,
Well, not yet.
no, well, good,
Shit,
good.
man.
Hopefully,
So I
hopefully,
got this in the mail today, man.
what you
I
get?
got this in the mail today, which was pretty cool. Which is my sister's book.
Confidence without regret. Confidence without regret. Okay, that's your sister's book.
Mhm. That's
Is
her.
that
Yeah,
that's your sister on the book?
yeah,
She's gorgeous. Gorgeous, huh?
yeah. She did a book, man. I
You
was
got
like,
good.
oh, that's a cool little.
She wrote it.
Yeah, I ordered it from Amazon.
Nice, nice. How's that full blooded? Same mom, same dad, or like half sister, or what?
Yeah, full blood. Well, same mom.
Okay. Yeah, so half sister. Not to be specific.
Hmm.
I was just curious. Your complexion's a little different.
Yeah. Both of my sisters, but me and all three, me and my both of my sisters got different dads.
Well, dude, I got two daughters with different moms.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. You only got the one kid, right? Or you got more than one?
Uh, one kid. I got one. Yeah,
Yeah,
Destiny.
Destiny. That's right. And she said hi at our first call. Remember that? I remember. Yeah, she had really nice hair, man. You did good on her too. She's like 20 something. You said right?
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
man.
She's
Yeah.
a 27,
There you go.
28, something like that.
Yeah, I think you said 27 because I was like, I'm 37. I was like, okay, cool. But that's an old kid, man. I mean, my oldest is 18, and she's stressing me out right now. But even my 14-year-old, she's got a boyfriend. I'm like, I don't want to hear about your fucking boyfriend. And I was like, well, bro, you keep that shit. I was like, you keep that shit to yourself. I was telling her, I told her, I was like, if he messes with you, don't make me catch a murder charge. I swear to God, I'll fly down there and kill him. She's like, Dad, you shouldn't say that. I'm like, I'm joking. I was like, seriously. I
No,
don't know.
no, I'm telling you. So he does.
Hmm?
She said you shouldn't say that, but no, I'm telling you. So you sure you know.
Yeah, well, the thing is, well, I think I've learned this. Like, since I wasn't around a lot in their lives, like I was only there when they were young.
Yeah.
Um, I'm like super protected now that I'm back in their lives. I'm like, bitch, don't fuck with my daughter. Don't fuck with my daughter. She's really special to me. I just got her back. You know what I mean? It's like I missed all these moments, and now I have her back in my life. And I'm like, I swear to God, I'll kill a motherfucker. I'll kill a motherfucker.
Yeah. You try to mess that up, right?
I don't
Yeah,
know,
that's what
man.
happens, man.
I've never felt so
That's it.
passionate.
Yeah, that's the getting older in life, the now hey, you start to and then you start, yeah, bro. I be watching shit on TV,
Yeah.
and something sad will happen to somebody, and I start feeling sad, and I say, man, am I turning to a bitch ass nigga?
Who's the one that says that? That's Cat Williams, right? Yeah, I think that's Cat Williams. He's like a bitch nigga.
Yeah,
Cat
am
Williams.
I turning to?
Yeah, I love that
You
Cat
know what I'm
Williams.
saying? Oh, bro,
This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here.
this shit. Yeah. Do you know who Corey Holcomb is?
No, I ain't heard that name.
Oh man, this motherfucker is hilarious, bro.
You gotta send me a
This
link.
motherfucker.
Not
Are you
now, man.
familiar with? Are you familiar with Theo Vaughn?
No, I don't know that either. Wait, I think I might have heard the last name. Are you talking comedians, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I might know the Vaughn one you just said. I might have seen it once, but I can't recall it. But just definitely send me those names 'cause I love comedy.
These guys are like comedy with me. You have to have a. You gotta have that. Every comic comedian can just okay. You can have some people they laugh, but
Mm.
I'm talking about gut busting laughing.
Yeah. Who do you think is the best comic of all time? And I think a lot of people agree
You
with
know.
my.
Okay, so I
Think
ain't gonna
about it.
say
Think
it of
about it, man.
all times, but somebody that makes this gut busting laughing to I'm like,
Yeah.
it's so crazy. But you just said one of them, Cat Williams. That
Yeah.
motherfucker is gut busting laughing to me
Yeah. I
sometimes.
mean, then you got. If I
Yeah.
go, I think Cat Williams though. Cat Williams is like maybe out of a scale of 1 to 10, he's like a 7, right? And then you got
Oh
Kevin
yeah,
Hart.
yeah.
I think you got Kevin Hart, which is like an 8.
But see, I don't. I wouldn't even. I wouldn't even say. I wouldn't even put Kevin Hart in there. I give people.
Kevin
You
Hart's
know who's
great.
funnier than
Well, Dave
bro.
Chappelle is better than Kevin Hart. I'm going up the ladder. But my number one, I
Okay,
think.
but I'm talking about right
Well,
now. If you go watch these people, I think. Okay, who else was you gonna just say? Who else?
all right, so you had Cat Williams, Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle, um,
See,
Andrew
see,
Schultz.
see.
Well, Andrew Schultz would be lower than Dave Chappelle actually. Andrew Schultz would be by Cat Williams, but Andrew Schultz is good. And then you got hold on, that's a lot of them, man. And then you got I mean,
Just name comedians that you like. Just name comedians that you like.
there's a Carr as well, the British comedian. He's the one that's like fuck your mother all the time. Fuck your mother, fuck your mother. He's a I can't remember. Jesus Christ. But my favorite one of all time is Richard Pryor. I think Richard Pryor is the best
Yeah.
for real. The reason, the
Okay.
reason, the
So
reason. Go ahead.
you ever heard of, you know who Mike Epps is, right?
I've heard that name, but I can't recall it off the top of my head because
Remember
I
Mike
know.
Epps? He did Friday. He was Friday. Him and Ice Cube was a Friday. He said
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
20s Man
yeah,
Part Two,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
one with Cat Williams in it. He said, man, we the motherfucker. He said we top flight of the world of the Craig, top flight of the world. And they had the birthday party.
I know what you're talking
Have you
about.
seen
Yeah.
his stand up? Any of his stand up?
I mean, I'm sure I have once or twice, but I can't remember exactly. Like I said, the ones that stand out in my mind are the ones I've watched like 100 times, right? So, but yeah, I know who you're
See,
talking
bro,
about.
this is why these stand up. If you watch some, I can point you to some of his. If you watch this shit, you be like, this
But
motherfucker is hilarious,
we gotta start exchanging going back.
hilarious.
What we'll do, Cleo, right? We're gonna start sending each other YouTube clips of our favorite comics. Like, I want to see what you're talking about. I know Mike Epps, so I know that one. I don't know the other two, but I'll send you some of my favorites, like Andrew Schultz. I mean, obviously you know who Dane Cook was, but he kind of dipped. He doesn't do it no more.
I'm hip to Andrew Schultz is the tall, skinny dude.
Yeah. But Andrew Schultz he's upcoming, and he's only been out for like a few years, as I know of. But Joe Rogan has been
Yeah,
putting.
man, me too.
Joe Rogan's been putting
And
in.
he's got the
He's
he's got
famous
the
for Oh, he's famous for the crowd work.
Podcast. He's got a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, Flavorance, and yeah, I think it's called Flavorance. Yeah, and but yeah, Andrew Schultz is extremely intelligent, right? And he got on the Joe Rogan Experience and made friends with Joe. He's been on there multiple times now, and yeah, it's flavoring. I'm pretty sure, and he even does a lot of other stuff. But anyways, and I think it's Adam Carr. God damn it! I pull my tablet. Let me look it up. Anyway, but I'll send you these. I ain't gonna waste time bullshit about this. But my favorite one. The reason being, I was bringing this up is I mentioned this on our podcast. Is
Uh-huh.
that Richard Pryor. He's on Netflix. I know he's not. He's a black guy with a
Yep.
fro from the '70s. He's and arguably, I think on. I don't even think arguably. I think most people agree Richard Pryor is the best comedian that ever lived. And then now
Yeah, I
people are.
think I'm gonna say he's definitely one of the best ever
Well,
to do it.
the reason I like the reason I like him is because he does improv. He visually acts out the joke. You know, he's not just telling the joke. He
No. That's he
he
is because he's the original. He's the original person of doing that shit.
Well, I don't know, but I just know he does what Dane Cook would call pantomiming. So he acts out the joke with his body too. He's like, that nigga right here did this and that, macho man, and he moves around. He's not just telling jokes. Like he's literally like moving around and making you see what the person would be doing and stuff. I love that. Richard Pryor, man, that guy.
Bro,
It's on
like
Netflix.
I love it too. No, I mean I think
I've watched it like 100 times.
everybody in the world, everybody in the world loves. If you don't, everybody. I think all the greatest comedians to me have a
Mhm.
piece of Richard Pryor's act in them.
Yeah.
It's part of their act.
hmm
The
Eddie
Richard
Murphy.
Pryor act.
Eddie Murphy did very similar things. Dave Chappelle does similar things. And then have you seen that John Brewer? Do you know who John Brewer is?
Yes, I have.
The
Yeah.
the dude that did How High, I think it was How High or something, or no, or something. He did that weed movie with Dave Chappelle. He was like the guy that was like, man, yeah, man, yeah, let's get some weed, yeah. He was that guy. John, and he just started doing stand up again a few years ago, and he's getting really good too. John Brewer. I'm like I said, I'm gonna send you some links back and forth, and I want you to send me some because, dude, my favorite thing is stand up comedy. And like I told you, the whole reason I work at
This
that
is what
gas.
I want you. Let me see. Let me
What are
see right here. I never.
you gonna send them
Wait. How
now?
you do this?
Oh, you flipped
How
the
you
camera now.
do
Be
this?
careful. Be careful. I'm recording this, by the way, Cleo.
Oh, okay. We see here.
Oh shit, what's going on? It's like Inception. It's a phone within a phone. Oh, there we go. What just happened? Oh, your
this is
screen
what.
is. Oh, this is
This
badass.
is what.
Yeah, okay, play it,
This
play
is
it.
what I want.
Oh, okay.
This is what I want you to see. Can you
Hmm.
hear it?
No, you gotta take. Wait, hold on. No, no, we can't do audio again.
Man, this.
All right, that's
But
cool.
this is the one I want you to watch. It's called Mike Epps. Don't take it personal.
Okay,
And this is the first one.
I'm
And then
pulling it
once you
up
start here, you're gonna say, okay. And then after this, we'll go to some other stuff that he got.
now. I'm pulling it up.
So this is
Oh
the
yeah,
first.
yeah. He's got another one called Indiana Mike. Mike Epps,
Yeah, he got
Indiana Mike.
Indiana Mike.
Yeah,
He's
don't take
got
it
he's got he's
personal.
got he's got only one mic,
Only
and then
one
he's
Mike.
got
Yeah.
Mike Epps. Then he's
Uh,
got
wait,
um
the Riga new one? No, that's somebody else.
He has some other one too. I think on another one. Oh no, he's in he hosts other comedians. So he's on Tubi
hmm
with the
There's a few other
he's
comedians
on
doing it.
Tubi, yeah,
Even
with
Kevin
other
Hart.
comedians.
Yeah. They do. They're
Huh?
doing that now. They're doing that now. There's like Ari Shafira has that. Ari Shafira has one where he does the same thing. Ari Shafira is Not really a great. I mean, he's okay. He's on Joe Rogan. He's one of Joe Rogan's best friends, but he does a show where he introduces other comedians. And Kevin Hart just started doing the same thing, where Kevin Hart barely is in the damn special. He comes out for like 30 seconds, and then boom, there's like a new comedian. And then Kevin Hart comes out for 30 seconds, boom, there's a new comedian. And but I like that because they're giving back. But I'm gonna watch this next one.
No, but
Go ahead.
well, the cool thing with Mike is he does a whole set. Like he comes out for
Mm,
15 minutes and then 20 minutes, and then he just fit like 20 minutes, and then a comedian comes on. Then
mm.
he'll do another 3 minutes. A
That's
comedian come
smart.
on, he'll do another 3 minutes. Yeah.
So he takes like a 2 hour
So
show and fills voids with other comedians.
yeah, and it's hilarious, bro. When I
That's
say hilarious, it's hilarious.
that's actually quite brilliant if you think about it, because a lot of comedians they have like what they call what I don't know what they call them, but they go on the act that goes on before the main event or the main act. You know, they're like setup comedians. They'll have like
Yeah.
they'll have mediocre comedians
Yep.
come out for the first three segments, and then the main comedian comes out the last hour or something, right? Well,
Yeah. Exactly.
I like what you just said though. If he's doing it this way, where he's not like at the end, because a lot of people are like, all right, I just want to see the main guy. This is what I came for. This is what I paid for. Why am I not seeing the main guy? Oh, finally, he's here. Thank goodness, right? What he's doing is he's the main. He's coming out here, 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 here. So the whole audience is satisfied because they get mic ups split up in them the whole entire
That
act.
that's
It's
that's
smart.
how he hustling, and he's just
Mhm.
hosting, and he's just hosting. He's not doing a whole
That's just it.
45-minute set. He's just hosting.
Yeah.
So,
But let me see if I can do what you just did. How did you change it where you showed your screen? I gotta figure
so
that out.
you touch the screen, and then the three dots gonna come up, and then when you hit the three
Oh yeah,
dots, it says live sharing.
I don't see that. I got Bluetooth, family effects. Oh, hold on. Oh, I gotta scroll. Live sharing. Okay.
Uh,
Oh, okay. And then share now.
yep.
Start now. Oh, so now you can see my screen, right?
Most probably just ain't kicked in yet. It got you on here frozen.
What?
Yeah, you might have to do it again.
All right, let's switch it back and share. It's telling me error.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even end it. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I've never done this before. Back to call. It won't even
In
let.
sharing.
No, it won't even let me end it. I'm hitting end share and nothing's happening. Hold on. Let's see.
There
What the fuck? What about now?
it goes.
There we go. I had to do it twice.
Yeah. But it started up. Okay, I can see your phone.
I couldn't end it. Hold on. Well, I figured out how to fix it at least. This is the one. Yeah, here we go. I've watched this literally. I've watched it more than 100 times, man.
Oh
This is
yeah, I watched that shit. I watched that.
crazy.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't even know why. I don't even know why that's how you're freaking rated. I think I got a new Netflix account. But here, you want to hear the story of how I found out who Richard Pryor was? And another one is George Carlin. But this
Oh
episode,
man.
this is in I believe 1979. Yeah, yeah. And it is the best Richard Pryor stand up ever, ever. I mean, there's something where Macho Man, and he talks about how he got a pet monkey, and some MGM executive came over, the monkey stuck his dick in his ear. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, there is some crazy shit, and the way he acts it out, like you look at his face, look at his expressions, the way he's bending over like that. I mean, bro, it's just he is not only a comedian, he's an actor, a performer, if you will. I mean, he is everything. I
that's
just
that's
there's
why
no
you gonna like Mike Epps, because
yeah.
he do the characters that he say he do that way.
Oh, another good one.
He's
You watch Bill Burr? Bill Burr,
oh man, I'm hip to Bill Burr.
yeah, and dude,
I love Bill Burr.
Yeah, he's hardcore, and I love it because he doesn't give a fuck. I mean, if
Trying
I
to
don't
make
give a
you
fuck,
clear,
can you hear that?
right? Now look, I'm
Can you hear that or
paraphrasing.
no?
I'm paraphrasing.
Can you hear the
To be
audio?
fair to the Scientologists, I am paraphrasing. But that's
Him?
Yeah, could you hear him or no?
No, but I love
Yeah.
Bill Burr. I heard all his shit. I watch him
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. I saw a documentary, not a documentary, maybe it was a YouTube podcast or something, where they were talking about Bill Burr and how he was funnier than Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is really funny. I mean, I don't even know, but Joe Rogan is definitely funnier than Ari Shapiro. He's definitely Bert Kreischer's really good too. But
Yep, but
Bert
not
Kreischer.
funnier than Bill Burr.
But Bill Burr holds like the undefeated championship of improv comedy, and I think that's where Andrew Schultz. Andrew Schultz is good at improv because Andrew Schultz. I'll send you his stuff too. But Andrew Schultz does he does crowd work, which is cool because you got to think on the fly, and you got to like literally like
Yep.
yeah. And this is pretty cool what he does. He talks about topics. This isn't as good as his crowd work. When he does crowd work, it's much better. But there's Bert Kreischer, the hairless guy that tells the story about how he went to
Yeah,
Russia. He's really, really good.
yeah.
They actually made a movie about it. Man, and like I said, then you got Joe Rogan, of course. And Joe Rogan, I think the one thing I like about Joe Rogan is he's humbled himself. So, you know what I'm doing though? I'm recording this, Cleo. Like I said earlier, I might actually upload this conversation to YouTube as the BranDAng Experience visual video, first video. So, just letting you know. And, oh, Jimmy Carr. This is the guy. This is the guy. Have you ever heard of Jimmy Carr? He's a British
Yeah,
comedian.
he's hilarious.
Dude, that's the guy that's always saying "fuck your mother" and shit like that. Like Jimmy Carr, that's a really good one too. Um, I mean, basically, this Theo
He's
Vaughn,
funny.
Theo Vaughn's okay, but I mean, Dave Chappelle. I think Dave Chappelle. I mean, I had to click on his thing because he deserves it. But Dave Chappelle is almost as good as Richard Pryor. I think almost as
Yeah.
good.
Oh no, he's hilarious.
I think
But you gotta see.
in my opinion, Dave Chappelle is the best living comedian that's alive today. He's the best comedian that's alive today. You cannot hire anybody to show up in person better than that guy right there.
Yeah, he's gonna do a job. But I don't know, man. I think that Cat Williams will do it too.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
well, I
I
can't.
think I definitely think I think Mike Epps will do it too, man. You got, I'm telling you, man. These guys are giants, man. When you
Yeah,
watch this, when you watch this Mike Epps, you're gonna be
I got it.
laughing your motherfucking ass off.
I got it pulled up on my phone, on
Even
my tablet.
every motherfucking joke.
Yeah, they actually don't have it. He had a lot of other episodes. Now, I remember watching Cat Williams pimping is pimping, and then Cat Williams pimping is pimping is pimping. Like
No, that's bad.
he had like 3 DVDs. He
That
just kept.
horrible audio.
Oh, hold on. All right, is that better?
Yeah, it should be. You know what happened?
Can you hear me better, or should I turn my Bluetooth off?
Yeah, I can hear you better now.
Okay. I think it was because I was playing Netflix. My bandwidth was just being overran. But I'm saying Cat Williams is good. He had those DVDs where it was like pimping is pimping, and pimping is pimping is pimping. Remember that?
Yeah,
He had like 3 DVDs. He just kept adding pimping to it.
yeah, right.
Well,
But
anyways,
shit.
like I said, we may turn this into a podcast. I'm almost 99% sure. So what do you want to talk about? Anything interesting going on? Anything you want to talk about? Well, they said this might be uploaded to YouTube if I get your consent. You got to sign a release form in your firstborn child. But we might try it out.
Man, well, no, I don't know, man. Shit, whatever.
Well, you
Nobody
were
can do
telling me
it.
that you were working on this repmyfilm.com, right?
Yeah.
So Rep My Film And the focus on that is for you to take independent filmmakers, directors, producers, films, and then take those films and get distribution for them, and also help them with legal stuff, artwork, and other options like that.
Yeah, well, it all started when like whenever you're on set, you're
Hmm.
always in between shots and you're standing
Hmm.
around talking to people, and
Yeah.
it's like, hey man, what are you working on, and what do you got going? Oh, well, I'm working on this project, and I'm like, I got this other stuff going on, and then I'm like, so what are you guys gonna do with it? He's like, oh, I don't know, maybe I think the director's gonna put it on YouTube, and you're like, what, YouTube?
Hmm.
And at the time, I just had like one or two connections with distributors.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, maybe you can get some money from it. So you don't might not want to put on YouTube. Let me take a look at it.
Yeah.
And I hooked up, one person, and then I did it again for somebody else. And then on an accident, my um, the guy that I was really, um, getting all like learning all my information from. He
Hmm.
was like, that you're like representing these guys, you're producer repping, and it was by accident. And I was like, oh, he was like, yeah, so you can get your percentage, and I said, dang, well, and so it just started by accident, helping people, so helping people get distribution deals. Then I helped another, then I helped another, then I helped another,
You've been
and
doing this.
the next thing you know,
You've been doing
I
this a long.
started,
Well, you've been doing this like how many years? 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know how many years you've been doing this.
uh,
Or is it new?
no,
I can't remember.
well, yeah, it started. I started doing it in like 2017,
Okay. Okay. So that'd be three,
18,
6 years.
17, 18.
6 years.
Yeah,
6 years. Yeah. Okay.
17, 18.
5, 6 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. So in the five, I mean, but I know that obviously when you start out, like I think you told me this, when you started out, it was really hard because people didn't trust you. Well, not that they didn't trust you. Sorry, because you didn't have the background that like other rivals or competitors might have. They came in there like
Well,
with
that is
all this.
that is kind of like it is kind of like they don't trust you in this film in the film industry. It's
Mm,
real like it's like their own group.
yeah.
Most of the people are like you have the union, and then you have the non-union, so you have a bunch of professional people in the
Yeah.
union, and then you have some professional and some people that are just trying to do it in the non-union. They're
Mm,
just participating, they're making films, but they haven't been formally educated or been to a school or had a certificate in filmmaking. They just out making films, learning as they go, or learning from others, or learning from books, or learning from being online, and learning from experience.
mm,
So what happens is when they get kind of cliquish. So you got the union people, they're like, well, or even non-union people that have been formally educated, in any form or fashion. They definitely, you know, this is my personal opinion.
yeah.
Look at the people that haven't been formally educated, like, oh, I've been to school over here. I trained for 10 years, so
Yeah.
if you don't know anything about that,
I'm gonna.
you're not qualified.
Yeah. No. I'm gonna say something on that because Cleo. You know, the thing is, I believe, right? And I was here. I'm gonna start this off by saying this. They say that Albert Einstein had really sloppy handwriting, right? So the reason Albert Einstein wrote really sloppy is because in his mind, this is just I'm starting off with this fact. So Albert Einstein didn't worry about his handwriting as long as he could read it. He didn't give a fuck what other people thought. And he felt like, why should I perfect something that already works? Why should I focus on getting the perfect lines and the curvature and making the cursive look good? He was just like, dude, I'll just scrap this shit down. I know what it says. Fuck you. I'm moving on. I got more important shit to do. Right? Well, I think when you talk about somebody that has a schooling background. Now, I'm not discrediting their dedication and their hard work and their diplomas and all that, because that is really good. But I think there are rarities where you have somebody that is just so damn smart or calculated, or they're just so focused on the topic because they dedicated their life to this that they don't have time to do school, whatever. They just want to get out there and do it. And the perfect example that I'm coming back to is actually myself, and I'm not trying to like be egotistical or narcissistic, but I'm going to say this. I would say that what I did is I left high school because I had a kid, right? And I was always interested in computers. And like you have a passion with films, you have a passion making money, and I get it. I'm even becoming excited about this whole filming thing. And like I said, I'm willing to help and dive into that and do what I can to amplify it. But I think that some people just can't do that whole background diploma bullshit because they're too busy just achieving the goal. I don't want to learn and give you credentials. I want to get out there and do it now. And and you have to look at somebody like that. Like there's actual fact. Google hires people even if they don't have a GED, high school diploma, college degree. As long as you can, they were hiring people in India. And this is sort of how it started, I guess. But they were even hiring people in America that didn't have a college degree, but they knew they were good programmers because that person didn't go to college for it. They sat on YouTube and they taught themselves and they learned themselves and they hustled and they programmed night after night after
Well,
night, learning new
well,
things.
you know
Yeah,
what? I agree. You know, that's why I brought it up. You know, it's
yeah,
the reason is
yeah.
because I experienced it firsthand because I'm that person that you're talking about right now. That's
No, I'm
why.
good.
That's why.
That's what.
It's like you know when I'm around set, it's kind of crazy. You got all the people around, and you have all these the DP
Mhm.
and you know you have the guys, maybe the grips or the gaffers or the different departments are just walking around
What
and
we do with the names?
whispering and and they're like, oh, he don't know what the fuck he's doing. Because I hang around with all the departments. They're like, oh, the director or the producer don't know what the fuck they're doing. But the
Mhm.
crazy part is, guess what? I'm
What?
the one who put this whole shit together. I'm the one who is paying
Well,
everybody. You mean I
yeah,
don't know what I'm doing? Isn't that hilarious?
yeah. I
I'm the
know.
one that has the films in rotation and distribution.
Dude,
I'm the
that's
one that's collecting checks from it.
Cleo.
So I think we're doing something, you
Cleo,
know, doing something.
Cleo. As I told you earlier, I mean, I just said, like I said, this is probably, I'm almost certain now going to be a podcast on YouTube. But what I'm going to say is, I told you earlier, I'm really glad we reconnected, and like you're almost like my best friend, whatever, whatever. But I really enjoy hanging out with you. Really enjoy our phone calls. I know I'm just saying the same thing I said in the last call, but I just want to say it again. But I think a hustler recognizes a hustler. You know what I mean? Like I'm, dude, and like I said, when I started that, I was talking about myself, and then you even pointed out, oh, it even sounds like you're talking about me. Because what I did, I didn't go to college. Dude, I dropped out of high
Yeah.
school. I dropped out of high school in 10th grade and got a job because I had a kid. And what I did though is I found something I loved, which was computers. And it took me like 5 or 6 years because I had to get a day job. I had to go sell timeshare. I had to go like do construction. And but every single night I would come home and I'd work an additional 8 hours doing websites because I loved it. And I loved it and I kept busting my ass on it, busting my ass, and I taught my damn self. And whether it was YouTube videos, Reddit articles, 4chan things, GitHubs, whatever, I was learning how to do my skill or my hobby or my passion better and better every day. And that's where I dare somebody that went to college that put in the minimal effort. And then, like I said, I really feel like I'm not discrediting it because there are some people that go to college that have passion like that. I'm not saying they don't, but but you put somebody who dedicates their life to that dream versus somebody who just says, that's a good idea. I'll make a lot of money in it. I'll try it. I will kick their ass 10 ways to Sunday. There's no fucking way they're competing with me, bro. Bro. I mean, and you know I'm not even bullshitting because I've proven myself time and time again, dude. There's like three occasions in my life where I've taken and people underestimated me, and I started to enjoy it actually. By the second or third time, I was like, I dare a motherfucker, I dare a
I
motherfucker to
think it's all the
underestimate.
time. I feel like that all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
You
because you're like,
know,
you know you can prove them wrong. You're just like, wait till you see what I do.
yeah, and really, especially when like now, I've been so quiet and people are always begging and asking questions and like,
Yeah.
first of all, this is what people don't realize. Like, when I hired you, I put you in my film. This is my dream. You're
Mhm.
living in my dream. I'm not living in yours, motherfucker. You
Mhm.
didn't hire me.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? So if
No,
I paid you, it don't make no difference when it's coming out or how it
who
come
I am
out.
or my
I
background.
just my dream. I'm in my world. Ha ha
Mhm.
ha. You got to go back to your fucking shit.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
And
I
and
mean,
and and that's what you have to realize that when somebody's hiring you onto a job, you're living in their dream.
yeah. And
you know, you
dude,
got to
that's
go
always
back to your. You got to remember to build yours.
yeah.
And so um yeah, and then I think like I just want to keep making stuff and putting stuff out, and I don't put stuff out like I don't talk about it. I don't like post on Facebook and Instagram and get all into that stuff and until it's time to start working, and then I'll start saying, "Oh, you guys check this out. This is what I've
Mm,
been working on." And I
yeah.
don't say anything. I don't like ha ha ha. What you thought? I don't see all the slick comments. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit, bro. I'm just trying
Mm,
to be happy and entertain myself. I just want to be happy at the end of the day. I mean, isn't
cool.
that like the goal of humans? I just want to be happy.
Dude,
Like,
I
you know what?
you're getting me on a topic now, and actually, like I said, I kind of want to turn this into a podcast. So if we can, let's talk for like another at least 2 hours. But if you can, make sure your phone's plugged in, bro, because I think this is already a very good start. Like I said, we've talked about a very few good points. But anyways, I'll say this. All right, when I was on my escapades, when I was doing all my stuff and running around the world and crazy, I'll just pronounce it right. I gotta be careful how much stuff I say about that. But anyways, um, when I was talking to the aliens and everything, right, and the other interdimensional beings or the demons or angels or whatever they were. Um, well, you know what they told me? I mean, before like I said, I even questioned them and made them prove they were real because I was like, it could be in my subconscious, like a memory just coming back to my mind of an old past. Like I'm just remembering something that I heard at one point in time or saw or whatever. So I asked them questions like I was like, I've never known who this person is, and I'm gonna stop that there. But I asked them at some point after they proved themselves. I was like, all right, listen. I was like, what's the meaning of life? Because that to me, and my understanding, was the most important question humans could ever ask. What is the meaning of life? And you know what they told me? And this is what sort of saved my life. Because you got to remember, at that time, I'm going crazy and flipping out, and then I'm starting to do hallucinogenics like DMT and ayahuasca, and I wanted to understand like what my problems were. And then when I understood what my problems were, I was like, okay, I understand how to fix that. I don't know if I can do it, but I understand it. And then I was like, okay, why are we even living in here? Because then I was like, if I fix my life, I live this perfect life. It doesn't really sound fun. Like, I mean, I kind of want to deviate a little bit, live in the gray area sometimes. Or, like the things they're telling me, like quit alcohol, quit tobacco, and quit everything. I mean, not only drugs, they were trying to me to quit everything. I was like, man, I don't know. I like alcohol and tobacco, man. I don't really know if I want to give that shit up. I was like, well, why are we even fucking here? If we have to just like walk around eating fucking leaves all day, what's the purpose of fucking life? Like I'm a robot that just eats leaves. Like a handy animal, like all these rules they were giving me, like you can't do this, you can't do that, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't pollute, you shouldn't do this. And I'm like, well, just fucking put me in a cage, I guess. Like, what the fuck? So what they told me is the meaning of life. was to always give out or do better for other people and other things over yourself. To be selfless. So to try and be good to people, and it's like karma. If you look at the definition of karma, that's basically what they told me the meaning of life was. Like what you give out, you get back. So if you do this, you're gonna get this back. If you do that, you're gonna get that back. And I was like, fuck. I was like, all right, well, I'm still gonna drink and smoke a little bit. They're like, that's fine, that's fine. You can drink and smoke a little bit, but just remember, you might get lung cancer. You might get addicted to alcohol. You might have this. You might struggle with that. But whatever you get out, that's what you're getting back. And like, I guess the only way I could interpret this is like the perfect life is basically walk around and just fucking eat leaves and drink water. Like, if you, like even sugar, they ever sugar, caffeine? Nope, nope. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm some herbivore watching. Yeah, so that was my experience with the aliens, as I call them.
Man.
Yeah. So like it's like yeah, anything you do, you're gonna get that back. And if it's not leaves or water, be prepared because you're getting a little bit of negativity every time, like a potato chip, like you know, it's fried oil and potato. You shouldn't. Yep, I don't fucking know. It pissed me off because I was like I said, that's when I got pissed off. I'm like, why the fuck am I even here? But it saved my life because that made me look at drugs totally different. Because the way they explained the way they explained drugs was that drugs are a chemical compound created by man to destroy man, and it was almost like that was created by like Satan or the evil spirits or whatever. But it was like it's basically like if not weed. I believe weed is a medicine. So I'm talking about like cocaine, heroin, anything that has
Yeah,
meth.
hard
You know
stuff.
what I mean? Yeah, I'm not. I think weed is a medicine. I just think they thought weed was a medicine. And I think they thought DMT was a medicine. And ayahuasca, they didn't judge that like being negative. They're like, you can do all the DMT, ayahuasca, weed you want. That's natural. That's natural. But like when you start chemically doing things and changing things and eating things you shouldn't eat because you don't need to, you could survive off this. It was like it was really like hippie-ish. Like I felt like I was in like a hippie compound. But I mean, it made sense. Made fucking sense. I gotta admit. I mean,
Yeah, it wants you to, if you
I don't
that
think
is
I don't think people can live like that. Man, I like steaks, and they were like, you can't kill cows, you can't eat meat. I'm like, why? They're like, that's killing an. They're like vegans almost, like vegan aliens. That's basically who I talk to. Vegan aliens, in a nutshell.
city candy cows.
I was like, I like steak. Like you should eat
No.
a plant or beans. And I'm like, no, but I like steak. I really like steak and some barbecue sauce. And they're like, barbecue sauce has sugar. I mean, you got to remember, Cleo, when you do ayahuasca, it lasts 5 hours, and it's more intense than
Yeah.
mushrooms. It's really intense, dude. It's like by the last hour, I'm like just drinking water and telling the shaman to stop. I'm like, I want to quit. Just stop playing the fucking drum and waving the feather around. Because this Indian or no, this Hispanic guy, Peruvian, if you will. He's beating this drum, doom 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 doom, ay, 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 and waving a fucking like condor feather, which is like fucking 3 feet long. I'm like, dude, quit fucking doing that shit. I was like, stop. He was pissing me off.
Yeah.
I was like, I just hate it. Because you gotta remember, I'm going through a transition where I'm like seeing things and I'm not even in my body anymore. And this motherfucker is beating a drum and yelling and waving a feather in my face. And I'm like, I swear to God, I think I just paid you to fuck with me. Like, I would rather you not be here. Go away. It's just,
He said I wanted to stop.
yeah. That's why I started smoking DMT. It's because DMT was like a 10-minute high. Like, you get right up there to the point where you're talking to aliens, and then right back within 10 minutes. So there was like, that 5 hours, 5 hours shit. I did it once, and people are like, oh, you should try it. They're like, you should try it again. I'm like, dude, Fuck
Because
you.
you're up there talking to aliens, and then you're out of it in 10 minutes.
Bro, you think I'm joking? You think I'm joking? I'm gonna find some goddamn
No, I know.
DMT. We're going to Peru at some point in time to get some money, and I swear to God, you're smoking some DMT. I'm gonna walk up to you will be like, holy fuck. I got a video of me smoking it on Facebook Live, but the audio cut out. So like I'm trying to
Oh
record it.
man,
Like,
I
dude, it's
can just
intense.
imagine what the fuck it'll be like. Oh man.
Well, anyways, enough of my crap. Tell me about you. Tell me about what you think. What do you think about what do you think about like aliens or afterlife or like spirits and shit? Like what is your opinion? Like do you think aliens exist? Do you think ghosts exist or like the
Well,
heaven? Or, like
I
tell me
know,
what you
and
think.
and I just look at it like we have this. It's either one or two things. So you know, how perfect everything has to be for us to exist.
Yeah.
I mean, how perfect the sun, how perfect the earth needs to
Goldilocks.
be to the sun, the
Goldilocks.
distance.
Called the
Yeah,
Goldilocks.
how we have to have the dirt and the oxygen and whatever all the necessary items to make us the living beings that we are.
Yeah.
Like everything has to be there 100% or it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that here.
Mm-hmm.
Now
But it's taken
that's
billions
that
of
that's
years.
that's that's that makes us like real special, because there could be other places where what if the distance in between the heating source and the planet
Mm-hmm.
isn't
Well,
is perfect?
they
Will
found
it
them. They
will
found them.
it
They found them. Titan's a good one. Titan is a moon of Saturn, and Titan has liquid water. But the only problem with Titan is it's like
no,
negative, like
I'm talking about in other galaxies.
yeah, like
In
okay,
other
like
galaxies.
we're in the
In
Milky
other
Way.
galaxies.
Yeah, we're in the Milky Way. Our nearest one is
Yeah, so
Andromeda. Andromeda. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, I get what you're saying. But
so
even
and
in galaxies, here, listen real quick, Cleo. But like even in the Milky Way, what we're in, like we're in the Milky Way galaxy, right? And the closest other galaxy is Andromeda, and we're said to collide with Andromeda within like 4 billion years or some shit. So our two galaxies are gonna be fucked up. That's why Elon Musk wants to get the hell out of Earth. But here's
yeah.
the thing. Here's the thing, bro. All right, so our solar system, I think it's 9 planets now. I think I ruled out Pluto, so we don't have 10 planets, or maybe it's 8 planets. I'm not really sure. I'm a little skeptical on the terminology of that. But anyways, our solar system, which is only 9, 10 planets, right? Or seven, eight, nine. Jesus Christ. Anyways, but we're a very small dot in the entire Milky Way. So when you say galaxy, galaxy is the Milky Way, right? So
Yeah.
the galaxy consists of multiple of trillions of solar systems. So each star you see in the sky when you look up, I mean, there you can see Venus sometimes as a planet, but anyways, each star you see in the sky, there's trillions of them. They each have planets that orbit them. So all those
Yes.
all those stars or at least some sort of solar system of some kind. So you got to remember, even you said outside our galaxy, even inside our fucking galaxy, we have
Yeah.
possibilities, dude. Because for you got to remember, for us to go outside our galaxy, I saw this on YouTube the other day. For us to go outside our galaxy, even at the speed of light, which is not even achievable, but if we did even achieve the fucking speed of light, it would take millions of years just to get out of fucking the Milky Way. It's ridiculous. That's why when you watch that movie, yeah, like the possibility of getting on the Milky Way is like, good luck, bro. Like your 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 fucking 100th generation kid might make it. Like good luck.
Even
Uh,
and that's out of that's that's
but
getting going there in a spaceship.
but but what you're
Like
saying? I'll let you continue though, but I'm just going to say this though. But in our Milky Way galaxy, like I said, we have a lot of stars and planets that are what we call in the Goldilocks zone, right? So they do have water, they do have plants or some kind of biological, and so what you're saying is okay. Continue on though. So you're saying your reality or something. If there are planets
I
out
was
there,
gonna say,
but aliens,
what I
right?
was, oh
Or
yeah,
what?
what I was gonna say is, if it has, we either have to be that perfect, or in these other places,
Mm-hmm.
there has to be, you know, some similar things. We can't be just naive to say that we're beings, the only beings in the solar, not the solar system or the galaxy,
The universe.
but you know, huh?
Mm-hmm. The universe.
Everything, you know,
The universe. The universe is everything.
yeah, the
Yeah.
entire universe.
Yeah. Yeah. But
So
you got the observable universe, and then you got the entire universe, and the universe is everything. The word universe encompasses every single thing out there. Period.
exactly,
Yeah. But
you know,
I think
and
Neil deGrasse Tyson or Carl Sagan said this, and Carl Sagan did Cosmos. Neil deGrasse did Cosmos. But they said exactly what you're saying. If we think we're the only intelligent life out there, it's very arrogant to think that because of so many possibilities, like you said, so many other planets that orbit another sun, which is a star. Stars are suns. Our sun is a star to somebody else. It's the same goddamn thing. So those stars out there, like I said, there could be a planet, like you're saying, that orbits that star and has life on it. And maybe they're just pounding rocks, or maybe they're flying spaceships. We don't fucking know. But it's very arrogant. Like I said, look at the freaking night sky and look at all the potential, and that's all you can fucking see. Think about what you can't fucking see. Jesus Christ, possibilities are endless. So it's very arrogant to think that that's it. Yeah, I agree. What do you think about the afterlife, though, bro? Like, what do you think happens when you die?
I think, um, well, when you have, I think what happens when you die is kind of weird because I think we don't leave. It doesn't leave the atmosphere. I think it's like your spirit. It's like your spirit leaves the TV set, right? But
Yeah,
it just has to find another frequency. So it may not be another. It may be another human. It may be an animal. Maybe a rock.
reincarnation.
Maybe whatever. But it's just a
Reincarnation.
power source, and because it's like water, when you have water here inside of the globe, it doesn't leave. Like when it comes and it evaporates back into the atmosphere, it goes back up, but it
Mm,
doesn't leave and go into space. It's like the same water that was here 10,000 years ago is still here today. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's the same thing with all the energy and everything that's inside of this
yes,
planet. So
that's a proven
a
fact.
human so a human is
Mm-hmm.
just like our energy is same thing, you know, our wavelength. I think we're just like TV sets, you know, it's like you can turn, let's say like when you go to sleep, you don't leave because your spirit doesn't separate leave from your body at that time, but it's like a TV going off. But when you plug it back in, you know, you can turn it back in and you can still get the same channels. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But that's because we're connected on the whatever our human wavelength is, whatever
Energetic,
realm we're on.
energetic.
So I think that when you die, yeah, you
What do you
probably
think?
when
What do you
people
think
say
happens?
reincarnate,
Do you think
you might come back as a human, you might come back as a tree, whatever the fuck. You're just
do
gonna
you
be energy still.
do you think there's like a purgatory or a heaven that you go into in the meantime till you come back, or you think you immediately just go to something? Like when you die, do you think you're reborn that very second as like a butterfly or a tree or whatever, another person? Or do you think that like you go like to a spiritual
Yeah,
realm?
because
Because
your
you gotta
energy has to be your energy has to be used to go into something,
well you
you
gotta
know?
remember that. You gotta remember I have a lot of belief. There are a lot of interesting stories where a kid is born and he has memories of a past life and he
But
can
yeah,
recall.
that's what I'm saying. It just
Yeah.
depends on where your shit flows to.
Yeah, I
It
agree with
may
you.
flow to. It may, like I said, it may flow into some trees. You may flow into some animals. You may get to be another human being again, but you ain't gonna know. You're not gonna know that that was you unless it was like. Of course, you're gonna have anomalies to where somebody might remember their past life.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's
yeah,
not gonna be irregular for
yeah,
everybody.
yeah. I think it is
So
white.
yeah.
Because you got to remember, what makes you you are the memories, and the memories are in the brain. But your essence, your character, your how you act is your soul, your energy, right? So, like, if you're a good person or a bad person, you might die and come back as a very sick, ugly-looking tree because you're a bad person. That's just your energy. You're just a negative type bad person. You're always going to be that way. That's your energy. Or if you're a good person, you might come back and be this flourishing, beautiful tree. But I do think my question is, I think there's a purgatory or a lag time. I think when you die, like you said earlier, you go into the atmosphere. You can't leave the atmosphere. You're trapped in this this atmosphere, and your energy. And there's a saying. I think it's by Albert Einstein actually. It may be Nikola Tesla or Albert Einstein, but the saying is, energy cannot be created or destroyed. Because the way energy works, you have to put something in to get something out. And that's why they have zero energy. Zero energy is where you put something in, you get exactly what you put in right back out. But current energy processes like batteries, combustion engines, whatever, you put energy in, you only get a fraction of it out. You don't, that's why zero energy of perpetual motion. So perpetual motion is an engine that can just run by itself forever and ever and ever, never needs anything put in. It's got the energy. It never loses the energy. It just keeps going. That's zero energy. Okay? And zero energy is free energy. So if we ever figure out how to do zero energy or perpetual motion, if you will, which is basically zero energy, um, that would mean we would never pay a power bill ever again. Because I could put a double A battery or whatever, or if I got to pick in fucking 12 car batteries, whatever, to power my house, it can power the entire house. But then it'll gather that same energy and repower the house, and repower the house, and repower the house, and repower, and I never have to do anything ever again. It's done. So, but that's the thing. We've never achieved that because every time we create energy, it's always losing. It's depleting. So when it depletes, where does that energy go? And there was a crazy study I saw in a documentary where a guy, believe this or not, Cleo, a guy took and he found people that were about to die. He basically went to a hospice, right? So he found all these people that were literally on their deathbeds. They're gonna die in like 1 or 2 days. And the crazy part is I believe this story, but then I found out it's false. But what he did is he
What?
took yeah, it's false. Well, this is this guy's study, not the energy thing. Like I said, I'm gonna go back to the energy thing, but what this guy did basically, he weighed dead people, or he weighed people dying, and the moment they died, he calculated it was like a gram, or oh no, it was about a half ounce or something. Half ounce of weight was lost, and a lot of other scientists uh, criticized him, and they were like, "Oh, that's the gas, the the last breath, or fart, or whatever it may be, or even fecal matter or urine." And he tried to disprove that by weighing himself, exhausting. The scale never changed. So your breath doesn't weigh anything, believe it or not. And then
No.
what he did when people were dying on the scales to avoid any loss, because when you die, your muscles relax, you piss and shit yourself. So he took plastic and wrapped it around the people, around the scale, if you will, and that way, if they pissed and shit themselves as they died, because it happens, um, the mass wouldn't be lost. The piss and shit would be
That's
trapped in the plastic.
crazy.
And bro, but here's the thing. Like, he really advocated this, but the problem was, here's the problem. This is why I say it's false. The problem was nobody could replicate it. There was multiple scientists that tried to replicate what he said he did, and they couldn't prove it. And that made me sad because I thought he had proven that what it was is that ounce or half ounce or what few grams. that energy was leaving the body, and that was your soul leaving the body. And it never was replicated. But I was sad to hear that. But anyways, what I'm getting back at is, I think here's the thing, though, Cleo. When you know how people have paranormal activity or paranormal experiences where they talk to ghosts or they're heard, and
Yeah,
some of it's bullshit. I agree, right? But
yeah.
just like that kid remembering his past life, I think, and it's a famous story. I can't remember the kid's name, but basically, he was some World War II pilot, and he could remember the ship he landed on. He could remember the plane he flew. He could remember his friend's name, and then eventually the parents all. He even remembered the street he grew up on, and this is in his previous life. And the
No, I
parents,
remember something like that.
oh yeah, yeah, and it was legit. It was legit. Because like there was some reporters and shit that tried to debunk it. They were like trying to say the parents were telling them this shit and all this, and he proved it, bro. They were asking him questions, and he was like giving them extra information, and they were like, "Fuck, he's right. Fuck, he's right." And they had him isolated from his parents. Um, but anyways,
And what?
what they basically were asking him questions off the cuff, like they were asking him questions off the top of their head that he never was prepared for. They'd be like, "Okay, and what street did you grow up on?" And he's like, "I think it's a street with the name Mountain." And it turned out the street that pilot lived on, that flew on that ship, lived on like Mount Vernon Street. It was like MT Vernon. It didn't have Mountain, but it was MT Vernon Street, which stands for Mountain Vernon or something like that. It was like they tried their best to prove this kid was lying, and they could not prove it. That was like I was like, holy shit, ghosts and reincarnation may be real. What I'm going back to is they're like, Houdini had this big thing with mediums and how he didn't like it because they were always lying and tapping their shoes, and they had like pulleys they would pull, and they had tricks they would do to trick people into thinking there was actual ghosts there. And Houdini made a big deal, and there's still like $1 million prize if you can prove that ghosts are real. You can win $1 million right now today, but it's never been claimed. And it was
Why
like,
you gonna be able to do that?
you can't. You could, you got those ghost hunter shows and all this, but then they show, those ghost hunter shows on television. They showed some shit on YouTube. You can look them up where they got like fishing string and they're pulling the bottles or pulling the chair and shit. They're like faking it. It's like fuck you, fucking bastards, giving false hope and all that. I hate that. It's deception. But
Yeah,
what I'm getting at though is there are a few occasions like that kid where the afterlife has seemed to be proven real, but you obviously can't document it. I mean, you can't put it on paper. You can say, this happened, but I can't really prove it after that. How am I going to prove it? But they have came really fucking close. And I believe that, like you said, when you die, that you go into the atmosphere. I think your energy is released from your body. You go into the atmosphere, and you sort of cycle for a while until your vessel is made. So until the baby's born, or until the tree starts to grow from a seed, until that vessel is ready, you kind of just stay in this purgatory or heaven, if you will. And you're just cycling around the world and waiting for your vessel. And as soon as your vessel is ready, you're back. But you have no memory, of course, because like I said, your memories are in your brain.
yeah.
That's an
Well, that's what I
organic
said. It's
mind.
like that. That's like the network that it's on, the wavelength. It's on that medium, that the
Yeah,
frequency.
sure. Wavelength. I think wavelength hit it perfect. Nail on the head. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know
So,
how I don't know how some people, like I said, this kid keeps his memories from a previous life. Like I said, I think traits come through. Like I said, if you're a good person, bad person, if you're an addictive person, or whatever it may be, I think traits come through. But I don't know how the fuck memories come through. I really can't figure that
man,
out. I just think it's like you said, an oddity or rarity or of 1 in a billion, trillion, whatever it may be. Because think of how many animals die. Think of how many plants die. I mean, all those have to have a spirit or energy. So even like I said, even
yeah,
if it,
energy,
if a tr-
energy.
if a palm tree dies in Miami, it could be born as my kid tomorrow. For real.
That's right.
Or
That
vice
people
versa.
don't realize that.
Vice versa. Even like I said, if I die today, I may come back as an oak tree in fucking Tennessee or something. I don't know. I don't know. I believe
Yeah,
that
you could
though.
be a.
I believe that
So
though. I
that's
think
that's yeah. So there's energy.
yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
your brain is basically an organic matter that's firing electrical static charges. Basically, the synapses are constantly. So as soon as that stops, it can't just be destroyed. It can't just stop. It has to go somewhere. Maybe it leaves your body, and then like I said, atmosphere. It bounces off the atmosphere and waits for the vessel.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
that's my thought on
Yeah.
afterlife. I think like I said I actually this is a good conversation. You added to it a little bit, but and I kind of took over the conversation. I apologize. But what do you think about ghosts though? Do you think ghosts are real? Like actual like
Ghost.
seeing,
No.
yeah. Like because we talked about the
No.
energy
No.
in the
No.
atmosphere.
I don't think they're ghosts. I think it's that there's a frequency again. If you can pick up the frequency, you'll see what's available on that level in that realm.
Like another dimension.
Yeah, because it's just like, but we don't. It's just like having radio when we found out, bro. If you can talk to somebody on the other side of the world on a cell phone, you're
Yeah.
fighting that frequency.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if we can find the ghost frequency where we can see what's on the next plane, yeah, but we don't know how to do that yet.
No. Well, I think it's been tapped into, but it's rare. It's very rare. Like I said, this kid and other things. I think you're talking
I
one out of
watched
a.
the movie. I watched the movie. It was, I think it was called The Kindred. It was an old movie like in the '80s, and they
Yeah.
built these machines, and they looked like giant batteries, and it would vibrate the fucking room. And in the room, once it vibrated, you can see like what was the other shit that was floating around. There were like fish and shit swimming around, and then they would unplug it, boom, and you couldn't see them no more. But when the frequency was generated, you can see them and they can attack you,
So,
and bite you and
yeah.
shit.
Wait,
Yeah, bro,
is
this is in the
that
'80s.
is that on? Oh, well, dude, you gotta watch. You seen that Dark Mirror? It's called Dark
No, I
Mirror,
heard about it though.
bro. If you've never seen that, it was like 3 seasons. That's the best program I've ever seen on Netflix. That beats Breaking Bad. You know Breaking Bad, right? With
Yeah,
Walter White, Heisenberg, all right, and Jesse, all right, right, all right. Breaking Bad is one of the best series ever made. I mean, it is. I have to go Breaking Bad and then Mad Men, but there's a show called Dark Mirror. If you've never seen it, you're about to get your mind blown, bro. Do you know Outer Limits and Twilight Zone? Obviously, right?
yeah.
All right, Outer Limits and Twilight Zone. The whole theory behind that is each episode is like this mind-bending theoretical possibility of another universe or another whatever. Uh,
But
but
the thing I seen that they were doing was using famous people on
yeah,
actors, known
Miley
actors.
Miley Cyrus is on there. I'm one of them. Yeah. They got some other ones, but yeah, yeah. I mean, regardless of the actors, it's just the fucking plots, the stories, man. Like they are amazing. If you've never seen it, bro, you have to watch those. As soon as we hang up this fucking phone call, go and watch Black Mirror. It is arguably the best thing I've ever seen. It's
Damn.
there's nothing better than Black Mirror. And if you want good plot ideas, even that's a great place to start. Because a lot of their ideas are not like I said, they're not like thought up out of nothing. Like some of them are actually Twilight Zones just reiterated, or Outer Limits reiterated. But they do a great job with visual effects because they're more modern than those two shows. But some of them, they do have a few plots that I've never even thought of or seen before. But like I said, about 60% of it, those plots have been told before. They just did a better job doing it. But the 40%, I just like, holy fuck, like that's brilliant. Like it's a
Hmm.
really good series. I'm gonna pull it up. Let me see if I can do that camera thing again. Hold on, I'll pull that up real quick. So I touch my screen, hit this button, go back over here, live share, share now. Let me know if you see my screen.
Yep.
Okay, watch this. Black Mirror, you gotta watch this. Black Mirror, bro. This this show, like this first episode here. This guy he's the president or prime minister of England, if you will, or UK, and these hackers end up blackmailing him to have sex with a pig on live television. This other one, this girl, and I'm not giving no,
What?
yeah, I'm just giving the synopsis, bro. But yeah, he's a prime minister, and these hackers basically convince or force him to have sex with a pig on live television. If he doesn't, they're gonna kill his daughter or something crazy. And this one you're watching right now, see on my screen, this guy right here. Basically, this what they're doing is they're reviewing his memories. So in this series right here, in this episode, sorry, you have this implant in your skull that records everything you see. So he's going through basically the airport, and they're questioning what he's been doing the past 24 hours, and they're like, "Show us your memories," and he has to play his memories to show them. It's this Orwellian type thing, so that way they can catch murderers, they can catch thieves, they can catch whatever, and they can basically watch what you've done for the past 24 hours or longer even, and you can even save them and yada yada yada. This other one here, these people are like freaking trapped in this place where they have to ride bicycles all day long and power the rest of the world. But they also have the opportunity to do like a talent show, like America's Got Talent. And if they're popular, they don't have to ride the bicycles anymore. They're allowed to then do their show. And like this, there's some stupid ones here. White Bear is kind of stupid. Waldo's funny. Waldo is basically this. Okay, this guy is running for president, the prime minister. I think it's still based in the UK, but and somebody doesn't like him, so they end up making an animated candidate, and his name is Waldo. And Waldo is not a real person; it's a team of people that create this animated character that eventually becomes president. And it's not like it's not one person. It's fucking crazy. I mean, like I said, you can go on and on and on. There's fucking 6 seasons, man. There's so much good stuff here. There's another one here, right here. This nosedive. All right, that girl. That this is actually real now in China. They made it. So it's called nosedive, and this girl basically has to boost her social score, which is our real life credit score, right? So you can't get a car, you can't get a house unless your social score is a certain limit, 700 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Damn.
unlike credit score, you can get penalized for just being rude to someone. So if you go to the gas station, you tell a person, "Ah, fuck you, you get my shit, shut up." They can penalize your social score. And so, however nice you are, so these people are walking around, and they all are acting a front. You know what I mean? They're all pretending to be nice when they hate you because they don't want their social score to go down. Well, that they actually implemented this in China. It's working right now. I mean, I don't know how well, but yeah, that was a big deal. But there's a lot of good plots in here, man. You gotta watch Black Mirror.
Did you see Black Summer?
Let me look it up real quick. I got the mic apps thing up too. I'm gonna have to get me another drink in a minute. We're at hour and 13, just so you know. Let me add this to my list. I'm adding the mic apps thing to my list. You said Black Summer. I think I've seen it, but I'm just gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure I know what you're talking about. Black Summer. No, I haven't seen that. Is it good?
Oh,
I'm
bro.
adding it to my list.
Is it good? It's great.
It's a series. Okay, cool, cool. Oh, that's gonna be fun to watch. How many seasons? 2 seasons. Okay, okay, I'll watch it. What's it about?
Zombies.
Oh, hey. Do you have HBO Max?
Yep.
Have you seen that Last
Last
of
of
Us?
Us.
Fuck yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you beat me to it, bro. That's the reason I like that one is because they make the zombie thing seem realistic, like the fungus somehow evolves to take over humans. That's realistic as fuck. Now, what is this one here? Like, how do they explain the zombies? Like, what's the reason for the zombies in Black Summer?
They
Nuclear
show
war? Or...
they show the different angles and different different per, points of perspective. That's what
What
I
do you
like
mean?
about it.
What do you mean?
So you're gonna get to see the one point, and then you're gonna get to see another point. It's fucking crazy, bro. You're gonna love it.
What's up with
That's the
that?
difference about that right there.
Hmm. Refilling my cup. Okay, okay. What do you think about aliens? Do you think aliens are real?
Um, could be.
If they are
Yes,
real, if they are real, what do you
you
think they are?
know,
Yeah, give me your thoughts on it. So if you,
obviously smarter than
yeah,
us
yeah,
because they have technology to reach us.
correct.
You
Hmm.
know, as long as we don't get taken out, I'll be okay. Shit, as long as they don't want to fight,
But
be
do you
like,
think?
oh, we want to take over the planet. You be like,
Well,
fuck.
I agree with that, man. I've heard because you gotta remember, if aliens come to us, that obviously means they're smarter, like you just said, right? Because we didn't go to them; they came to us. So that automatically means they're better. Um, the other thing is though, I've heard theories. Do you think the aliens are like robotic, like our UAVs, like our drones? Like, do you think they're like, or do you think they're actual people? Do you think they're being controlled from like their planet and they're just robots, or do you think they're actual people or biological, whatever?
There has to be some form of biological.
Yeah, well, they could have technology to control biological from afar too, though. I don't know. You want to hear a crazy theory I've also heard? That aliens
Mm-hmm.
are our ancestors that have time traveled and came back. Isn't that crazy? Because think about it. A lot of theories about aliens, right? They don't have noses. Well, if you're in a freaking spaceship and all that, zero gravity, and plus they're skinny and small and they have big heads. Well, you have a big head because your brain is increasing in size, and you have a small body because you don't need the strength to lift your body. You're floating around in zero G basically, or maybe on a planet with lighter gravity. So that's theoretically possible, and so they could be us from the future or the past
Mm-hmm.
coming to our time traveling. Because the theory I have here's this: is that movie Interstellar, right, with Matthew
Yeah,
McConaughey. All right,
it was a good one.
they have to go to Jupiter, and it takes them like 2 years or something to get to Jupiter, which is I think a little bit fast, but whatever. Maybe 4 years, I don't know. Because I think it's 2 years to Mars. You can get to Mars in 6 months or less if you time it right. So maybe you get to Jupiter in 2 years if you time it right. I don't fucking know. I'm not an astrophysicist, but I will say this: in that movie, the only way they're able to travel so far is a black hole, or what they call it, a wormhole. But I mean, I think a wormhole and a black hole are basically the same thing. But whatever. So they go in this wormhole, and there's something sucked like out of our galaxy. Like I said, the whole like remember what I said earlier. Our galaxy has all these universes, with all these stars, all these planets cycling each other in. So he doesn't even they don't even leave the universe, or they don't even leave the galaxy, or sorry, they don't leave the solar system. They leave the fucking galaxy. So holy shit! And the time differential, as you see in that movie, he comes back. He's the exact same age, like maybe like a month or a few years older, I guess. Few years, let's just say a few years. He's a few years older, but his daughter's like 96 years old about to die, right? Because of the time differential. Because when you get near the black hole mass, it slows down your clock, and then everything else moves much faster. So I don't fucking know, but I mean, if aliens do exist, they could be from the past. Like you know, they talk about like flying ships in Egypt and India with the manas and shit. They said they had shit flying back then, right? Well, if you had something fucking flying, and let's just say it had capability to go near a fucking black hole, you might just be coming back now. But then again, you would look like an Egyptian. You wouldn't look like an alien. But maybe you didn't come back now. Maybe you went to a black hole and then lived somewhere for a billion years and then came back now. I don't know. Fucking know. Just a cool theory though that aliens could be us. That's a cool idea. Wow. Filled up my cup. Where's my fucking lid? Oh, damn it. Oh, there it is. All right, let's think of the next hot topic. What do you think a good topic we talk about? You pick this one.
Shit, man. Whatever, really. I mean, man. Bro, I don't even know how much more I'm gonna last. I'm fucking blasted right now. I don't even know if I can. I'm trying to think if I can. Sheesh.
What's up? I didn't hear you.
Whew.
My Bluetooth shifted in my
I
clock.
said, I don't even know if I'm gonna. So I don't even know if I can make it. I said I'm blasted right now.
Well, we can end it, bro. I mean, what are we at now? Let's see. We're at an hour 21.
Sheesh. Yeah, I need
What do
to
you,
get some rest. I think.
what do you want to end it on?
Well, we can end it on
Something to plug or say before we go?
whatever, man. It's all
You want,
good.
you want fucking. All right, bro. Well, you get you some rest. It was good talking to you. I'm sorry, I have ADHD. I talk a lot.
No, I love the aliens and the monsters. Oh, monsters. That's what we should talk about.
What do you think about werewolves?
Listen,
Werewolves and vampires. Give me your thoughts on werewolves and vampires before we go. Like, do you think werewolves and vampires are real? And if you do, why? That's the last hot
um,
topic.
no, no vampires. No vampires or werewolves. Um, those are the monsters. It's more so of I think aliens is different.
Hmm.
Us is not it's different, but monsters and ghosts. I don't know. We have to, maybe just see. Are those could be people that haven't transitioned yet?
Right.
But I don't know about monsters.
I don't either. But I think there's rarities. You get hybrids, you get mixtures, but I don't know what. There's a proven story that there is some kind of disease you can get where you crave blood. I don't know why or how. I can't remember, but I don't know if it's because you start drinking blood and then you just enjoy it. Because cannibalism, the story behind cannibalism, like if you eat other people, it drives you insane, and you want to keep eating people. That's why the cannibals, those tribes that ate people, it was very difficult for them to stop eating people. It took generations because once they started eating people, they didn't want to stop. It was addictive. And the reason it was addictive is because when you eat human flesh, it does something to your fucking brain. And I don't. It's not because it tasted good. It's just they were addicted to human flesh. So it took generations for them to stop eating people. So I think
Mm.
the vampirism or vampirism, I think they call it in scientific terms. Uh, I think it's real, but I think it's rare occasions where somebody probably was stupid as fuck and drank some blood, and they became addicted to drinking blood, and like sort of Jack the Ripper shit, if you will, just running around killing people just drinking their blood. But I don't think they had fangs and shit. I think they were just whacked out of their fucking minds. And it probably only happened on a few occasions, 4 or 5 occasions, but then they made these whole legends about it. Now werewolves, I think werewolves are just mistaken wolves with mange or hybrids, wolves and coyotes, like the chupacabra. But yeah, I think that's just a lot of misconceptions on those two topics.
Oh shit. Yeah, man.
All right, bro. You
I
going to
think we
bed?
could just start it over again some other time, and
All right.
I had a good time, and we could start it again
All right. Well, I'm gonna.
sometime and do another, an hour or whatever,
Hmm.
and we can expand the topics as
Well,
well. So
I looked on my podcasters app, and there's no way to upload videos. I checked before I called you because I was thinking about it. I was like, maybe we can turn this into a podcast like I said on our phone call. But there's no way for me to upload videos to podcasters on Spotify. So this is probably just gonna have to be uploaded to YouTube. Like I said, it's gonna be called the BranDAng Experience with Cleo and Cleo and BranDAng. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna do it because the podcast, my YouTube is not titled the BranDAng Experience. I gotta figure it out. But I wanted to do a video call. And when you talked about doing a video call, I was like, that might be a cool idea. Let's document it just in case. But like I said, if you don't want me to upload it, I won't. But if you're cool with it, I'm gonna do it. Cleo. You fell asleep.
yo,
You fell asleep, bro.
told you
Alright.
I have.
Alright, bro. I'm gonna let you get to
Gotta
bed.
go.
Alright, bro. Take care.
You have a good one, man.
You too, bro.
All right.